Good, y'all, man. So last night, the Oklahoma City officially won the NBA championship, man. But I don't give the Oklahoma City Thunder any credit for this championship because I personally thought the Pacers was going to win this game. Tyrese Haliburton was on fire. He was unstoppable. He made three-pointers in a row before he unfortunately tore his Achilles. When they showed the replay, you can literally see his Achilles popping his lower leg. Just watching the replay, man, it kind of made my leg hurt a little bit. I was like that pop was serious, man. And you know what this reminded me of, y'all? This reminded me of Kevin Durant's last year on the Golden State Warriors, where he was about to win his third straight NBA championship with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Draymond. And we knew that his leg was injured, and he decided to play through it because they needed him, bro. If he didn't play, they knew they wasn't gonna win. So Kevin Durant starts off the game just like Tyrese Haliburton. Kevin Durant was on fire, knocking down threes. He was literally unguardable. And boom, tore his Achilles, right? When things like this happen, man, I mean, it's just unfortunate because, for this to happen in a game 7, where you're on fire, it's just bad luck, man. That's the best way for me to describe it. Bad luck. And this is why players, when they have serious injuries like this, even if your team needs you, you shouldn't play through it. Because now Tyrese Haliburton is going to miss the entire next season, right? Obviously, he could come back during the playoffs if he wanted to, but when you have a serious injury like an Achilles tear, or a hamstring, or when you tear your hamstring, you don't want to rush coming back from injuries like that, because if you rush it, there's a high possibility that you'll tear it again, right? And listen, a lot of players, after they tear their Achilles, they're never the same player. And when you look at a guy like Tyrese Haliburton, many people don't consider him a superstar, which is why he played with a chip on his shoulder this year. And even though he has been very clutch in his playoffs, even though he has helped his team pull off some crazy wins, Tyrese Haliburton has proved that he is not consistent. He is not a guy that you can depend on to give you 20 points per game every night, or even 10 assists a game every night. But he does show up for his team when they need him the most, right? We got to give him that credit. But like I said, man, I can't give the Thunder any credit for this. The fact that they even allowed this series to get to 7 games, to me, is a huge disappointment. When you look at the Pacers, I don't even think the Pacers were a top 4 or top 5 team in the Eastern Conference. And the Oklahoma City Thunder, they were the number 1 team in the Western Conference, just like they were last year. They had the reigning MVP of the regular season on their team. They had the Western Conference Finals MVP on their team. And they went 7 games with a team that nobody expected to get to the finals, right? So I can't give the Oklahoma City Thunder credit for this ring. Obviously, SGA, he has had a great season, but there's been a lot of critiques about SGA, man. The foul baiting, the pushing off of defenders to create space to score. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just can't give full credit to this, man. OKC would have to win another championship next year, in my opinion, to get any credit from anybody. Because the way that they won this ring, it wasn't in good fashion. It was not in good fashion, man. Like I said, I seriously think the Pacers were going to win this game. That's my personal opinion. Pascal Siakam, he pretty much tried to do everything he could to keep the Pacers in this game. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough. But Thurin, he scored 24 points. TJ McConnell scored 16 points. Pascal Siakam, man, you should have did the Undertaker. You should have rolled your eyes in the back of your head like the Undertaker and did that voodoo that you did in Game 6, because obviously you didn't do it in Game 7. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't dunking on Jay Will like he was in Game 6, man. What happened to that voodoo shit you was on, my boy? Yeah, man, so Jay Will had 20 points. Chet Holmgren had a decent game. He had 18 points. SGA had 29 points. And yeah, man, SGA has won his first ring. We do have to give credit in this fashion. Guys, what other player like SGA, think about this, right? This guy won MVP of the regular season, Western Conference MVP, and now he's won the NBA Finals MVP. This guy won 3 MVP awards in 1 year. You have to put a guy like SGA over guys like and this is just my opinion, right? You gotta put SGA over guys like Kevin Durant. I would even say Giannis. Like, who's the last player to do this, guys? Let me know in the comment section. Even though we all know that this finals was a fluke, who was the last player to win 3 MVPs in one season? I would probably say Michael Jordan, right? I know Michael Jordan probably did it. But who in the modern era of today's NBA has won regular season MVP, conference finals MVP, and then the NBA Finals MVP? Who's won all 3 of those awards in 1 year? Somebody let me know in the comment section. That is legendary, man. And the fact that SGA averaged like 30 points plus per game in the regular season, and I'm pretty sure he averaged close to 30 in the playoffs, that's incredible, man. That is incredible. Whether you like SGA or not, we do got to give credit when it's due. He had an incredible season, a legendary season. And, he did what Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant couldn't do, man. And James Harden. You know what I'm saying? Legendary. But yeah, man, that's my thoughts on this. And shout out to the Thunder. Like I said, I don't give them full credit for winning this chip. And prayers up for Tyrese Haliburton, man. We don't know. A guy like Tyrese Haliburton, you don't know if he's ever going to get back to the finals again. Now he's opening up the doors for guys in the Eastern Conference like the Knicks, the Milwaukee. Well, Damian Lillard tore his Achilles as well. So Damian Lillard. So the Knicks, guys, if you really think about this, right? Think about this. Jason Tatum tore his Achilles. He's going to be out next season. Tyrese Haliburton tore his Achilles. He's going to be out next season. Damian Lillard tore his Achilles. He's going to be out next season. Guys, there's no excuse for the Knicks to not get to the finals next year, right? We saw the Philadelphia 76ers were hot garbage last year, right? So I'm expecting the Knicks to go to the finals next year. There's no excuse. If the Knicks don't get to the finals next year, the Knicks ain't ever going to win a championship. Like, let's just call it what it is, man. I got the Knicks coming out the East next year, man. 100%, man. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section. It's your boy Wavy. Make sure you subscribe, follow your boy, leave a comment, click that thumbs up button, and most importantly, share the video to your mama. I'm out.